Gemini, welcome to your total lunar eclipse week reading for the week of September 7th through the 14th. Thank you guys for being here. This is Empowered World Tarot. We are a new channel. My name is Holly Christine. Let's get into it. Spirit, angels, guides, ancestors of love and light, we thank you for your help today with Gemini's reading for whatever they need to know for the highest good. So take what resonates, leave the rest. Feel free to exchange or reverse energies as necessary. And let's see what's going on. We're going to do a 5-card spread. We're going to clarify everything. We'll pull some advice cards at the end, as well as 2 oracle cards today. There we go. Starting out, the 3 of Swords. That's heartbreak, possible betrayal. Lots of emotional pain, followed by a bunch of I don't know, up in your head, you just can't see something clearly, indecision. And the 5 of Cups. Oh my goodness, Gemini, what is going on? This is grieving our losses from the past. We're sort of stuck at looking at this, feeling depressed. Lots of emotional pain here. The overall energy of your reading today. The High Priestess, your inner knowing, your intuition, going within, getting quiet, doing the meditative work. And what brings us to this specific reading today, the 3 of Discs. This is a collaboration, people coming together to make plans, to rebuild some stability, could represent friendships or just a gathering of people wanting to help. All right. Assistance. Very, very good. All right, let's go ahead and clarify what in the heck is going on with these energies here. We're going to start with this High Priestess, your intuition, the overall energy of the reading, what you feel and sense to be true. Show us the High Priestess, please. What does Gemini need to know? So this full moon lunar eclipse, total lunar eclipse, is happening this Sunday, September 7th. But we're already in the energies now, and the results of this eclipse cycle can play out over the next 6 months. The Hierophant, the perfect match to the High Priestess. If these two were a couple, they'd be married. It doesn't have to represent that in this case at all. The Hierophant is in complete alignment with their soul level self. And the High Priestess can get into alignment anytime they want. All they have to do is have the intention to do it. Close their eyes, a focused meditation, bam, they're connected. So these two people or archetypal energies are very, very in tune with their highest self, with their soul mission, with the truth of what's going on a soul level. The Chevalier of Cups, also known as the Knight of Cups, the messenger of love, the messenger of heart messages, whatever they may be. Oh, and the Devil energy. This is unhealthy behavior patterns. I do not like to see that here. It doesn't feel good next to these very prominent Hierophant, High Priestess energies. This shows some toxic energy. Let's look at the bottom card, what brings us to this lineup. Oh my God, another challenge card, the 5 of Swords. This is winning at all costs. This is feeling like a sense of urgency that you're going to have to make sacrifices in order to come out on top in a certain situation. And the sacrifices are not small when this card shows up. They're significant. Let's talk about this for a minute. The Hierophant and the High Priestess, they can represent, when there are our own energies of alignment, it's fantastic. But when the Devil shows up, I know that's not accurate. I feel that somebody that you may look up to in a spiritual sense might be feeding you some unhealthy, toxic information. Perhaps this is how it's being delivered through someone that is professing that they love and care about you. The Knight of Cups, delivering messages of love. But when it shows up with this devil energy, these are not messages of love. They're wearing the mask of this person. It's a complete mask when the devil shows up with it. So we're very much dealing with your spirituality, your intuition, your inner knowing, your soul level self, your guidance, very much your spiritual self here. But somebody is delivering messages to you that are not healthy, and it's under the mask of love and tying itself to your spirituality at the same time, as if there's some sort of authority on the situation. They are not. If any of this is any of these words that I'm saying is resonating with you already, just know that this person is wearing a false mask. They are not who they're showing up as. And we're here because, once again, there's a sense of winning at all cost. It's an egoic battle, and I'm not so sure that it's yours. I'm thinking it might be theirs. This person showing up under the guise of a messenger of love. Hey, I care about you. I love you. I'm only telling you this for your own good kind of words. And they're willing to make sacrifices to do so, is what it feels like. It feels like this is theirs. Of course, you're being affected by it. Anyway, let's move on. Let's go ahead and clarify this Three of Swords, heartbreak, possible betrayal, definitely emotional pain, sadness, crying, upset. Show us the Three of Swords, please. The Page of Discs. The Eight of Swords. Wow. And the Three of Cups. Wow, this is so challenging and so deceiving at the same time. Let me look at the bottom. The King of Discs. Okay, so this is what brings us here to this part of the lineup, and this represents somebody who acts in a masterful way, that they can manage all the things very well. And normally they can in their higher polarity, but I don't trust these energies because of how somebody's showing up wearing a mask over here. This is somebody of authority. So is this Hierophant, somebody of authority, like spiritual authority, coming under the guise of messages of love. I care about you, and that's why I am guiding you in this way. But I'm telling you right now, it's tied up to the devil, and I do not trust it. And so I don't trust maybe anything I see in this reading. I'll let you know if I do trust it. I trust that Spirit is giving somebody a very clear message that needs to hear this. Because the energies and the feelings that are showing up are very consistent, that it's a mismatch. And let me explain why over here. So here we have this heartache. The Page of Discs says that this is being invested in. Time, energy, money, resources, whatever way we can invest into something, someone is investing in this. Who? This person showing up as a master manager of things, somebody of authority, somebody in charge, maybe a boss, maybe a father, or the Hierophant can also represent a father in a religious sense of authority, if you will. So, oh, and look, what's right behind it? Another king, the King of Swords, also a very determined, masterful energy using their mind to get what they want. So I would be very, very careful here, because right after the Page of Pentacles, or Page of Discs they call it in this deck, we see the Eight of Swords. And guys, if you're not familiar with the Eight of Swords, look at the image on this card. This person is trapped. She's trapped in a mind fuck of chaos, chaotic mind thoughts. And they're so chaotic, and they feel like such stuck energy that it's trapped. This person's blindfolded, they're bound, and they're surrounded by swords, and swords represent thoughts. Somebody is investing in And by somebody, I mean this person who seems like an authority on things, is investing in keeping you trapped in your mind. And it's heartbreaking what's happening. Absolutely heart. Somebody's being very manipulative here. The third card is the Three of Cups. This is about communing with others in good times, getting together with others in celebration. I don't know how this ties into this, but it came up right over here. So, you guys, I'm sure you already know somebody's trying to manipulate a situation and confuse you about communing with others, about who you commune with, who you celebrate good times with. Maybe this represents your friends. Three of Cups could be your friends, and so could the Three of Discs represent friendship. It could. Or it could be this person claiming that they're your friend and they want to commune with you and they want you to commune with their friends. Get together, but it's only going to leave you in a state of confusion. Whatever it is, this person is creating a state of confusion for you while you're in this heartbreak. And they may have been the ones to have caused the heartbreak, or they're taking advantage of the heartbreak that you're already feeling by confusing you more. Okay, let's move on. So it's something like that. Those are the energies that are here. I don't know exactly how they're applying to whatever Geminis need to hear this message. But I trust that Spirit is going to bring the right person or people here to receive their message at some point in time over this eclipse season. So now we have the Two of Swords, the card of I don't know. It's indecision, but it's not just indecision. It's what you don't see, what you cannot see. The Eight of Swords can't see, and the Two of Swords cannot see. And even in this Three of Swords, she's curled up in a ball, hugging herself because she's heartbroken. We see couples kissing over here in the background in the window as if she saw somebody that was supposed to be hers with somebody else. I don't know if that's the case for you. It just happens to be the artwork on this card, which could represent betrayal. But it doesn't have to be that kind of betrayal. Whatever it is, you've got betrayal going on with a messenger of love in the overall energy, and keeping you stuck over here in some kind of, I don't know, communing with others in good times. I don't know. Three of Cups, communing with others in good times, could also represent somebody having an affair, like a third party person that's involved. So that's a possibility as well. Doesn't really matter what's going on. All you really need to know, whatever the situation is not to trust whoever's telling you, trust me, I'm your friend, I love you, I tell you this for your own good. It's bullshit. The High Priestess represents your intuition, telling you that you know the answers on a gut level feeling, and you don't need anybody else wearing some kind of bullshit mask coming in here telling you what you should believe. Because this is about belief systems. This is about inner knowing, and we have somebody telling you something incorrect, toxic, lies from the outside, from outside of yourself. You are the High Priestess. But they're coming in behaving as if they're the Hierophant and they care about you. Okay, so this person has ulterior motives. I don't know what's going on, but I needed to speak a little bit more about these energies that are here as a warning to you. So let's go ahead and clarify this Two of Swords showing up next. This card of I don't know and I can't see what's going on. You don't see it, and you're at some sort of indecision. You can't make a decision because you can't see something. You don't have the information. I'm going to tell you how you get it. You go into your High Priestess mode without anybody else influencing you, and you pay attention to how you feel. You get in touch with your highest self, your eternal self, your spirit team who is here to guide you. All you have to do is talk to them. You don't need to talk to anybody else, because whoever this is not trustworthy. Show us the Two of Swords, what you can't see. The Hanged Man. This is about gaining perspective. You can't see it. You're having trouble gaining perspective here. The Hangman takes a step back from the situation And in other words, they remove themselves. There's inaction. They don't do anything. They just remove themselves, stay far back from it, and they start looking at it from all angles. Hence why he's turned from an upright position to upside down, so he can see things clearly from each and every angle to help. But this is showing that you're not able to see or gain perspective here. I hope this reading helps you, because it's clear to me that something is very off here. Four of Cups is next. This is being very upset and disappointed with the way things didn't work out in the past. Um, and you're so focused on it that you can't even see the opportunity that is in, just above you. If you turn your head in a different direction, you can start to focus on opportunities instead of losses. But this card says you're focused on the upset and the disappointment. Four of Swords. This says a timeout is needed. A complete timeout. You need to catch your breath. You need to get some sleep. You need to get away from this situation. A timeout. Again, just like the Hangman, removing oneself from the situation to get your thoughts clear. You may need to sleep on it. You may get some clarity with the eclipse after it happens, because it's a full moon, which talks about things we need to release and let go, things that are coming to a culmination, the end of a cycle, if you will. And then the light of the full moon is actually going to be eclipsed completely. It's a total lunar eclipse, although it happens in the daytime in North America, so you won't see it. It's around a little after 2 p.m. I think it's 2:09 p.m. East Coast time if you're in the U.S. So you're not going to see it, but these energies are happening. They're already happening, and they'll be playing out over the next 6 months. And this says you need to gain clarity, and you may gain clarity after the light of the full moon is in complete darkness, and then when the earth moves out of the shadow, and allows the light to come back in, you may gain perspective then. Because the moon's right here in this card. So I just thought I'd mention it since this is the full moon lunar eclipse reading. Like I said, even though it's for next week, starting Sunday through the whole week, is when I announce the dates for this reading. Again, these energies play out over the next 6 months. So I can't say the timing of it exactly, but we're in the window. And at the bottom, we have the Fool. The Fool is all about new beginnings. It's about new adventures. It's about putting ourselves out there, taking a risk. And sometimes the Fool is, naive. They're not always looking where they're going or knowing where they're going. They're just going. They're just ready for something new. So we're here because of that. You are ready for something new. Yeah, I'd say so, because if you've been stuck in these energies and around these energies for however long they've been going on or playing out, and they could have been playing out for the last 6 months leading up to this, because we build for months into this type of cycle. I would want to get out of this too. I'd be ready for a new start too. But you're very confused. You can't see it. You're having a hard time gaining perspective. You're really upset about the past, things that didn't work out. And you're depressed, you're sad, you're upset, and you really need to catch up on some healing and some rest and some shut-eye, which means not listening to somebody that is in your ear about, I love you and I know what's best for you, kind of thing. I don't know who this is. Is this the person that broke your heart, or is this somebody else taking advantage of you in this brokenhearted state? I don't know. I don't know. Leave it in the comments. Share your story, because it helps others who see it. It helps me to understand how it's resonating with you. And, it's a release when we get to share our experiences with others, and it can help others to heal or to recognize how things might be playing out for them as well. Let's look at the Five of Cups. This is even more depressed than the Four of Cups. It's even deeper. It's we're getting stuck in the past. We're getting stuck in all of the emotional pain and the things that didn't work out. There's definitely things that are working out for you that you could concentrate on, but they're behind you again, similar to the Four of Cups. You'd have to turn your head and your focus in a different direction so that you can stop looking at all of the awful things, all of the emotional pain and upset and loss and grieving and all the things you're dealing with right now. All right, so Five of Cups. What does Gemini need to know about this Five of Cups, please? The choice. This is also known as the Lovers card in other decks. They just called it the choice in this one. And it denotes a connection on your heart. Uh, but it also denotes a major choice that needs to be made. If you go one direction, one thing happens. If you make the other choice, it's completely opposite of the other choice. So it's very, very important. This is a major choice that we're thinking about. These are no small choices in life. This has to do with your heart. Very important heart choice. Your next clarifier, the World Soul, also known as the World card. It is about completions and endings before we can begin new life cycles. We're talking major life cycles ending. It's closing out. And the new cannot begin until the old completely closes out. So like that Fool card that we saw, that would be starting a new life cycle, a brand new beginning, a new adventure in life. But this is saying this depression and focus on this heart choice that is heartbreaking here, and you feel like you've just lost and you're getting spiraling into depression sometimes and upset, is saying that it is time for this to close out. Oh my goodness, look who just showed up as your third clarifier for this Five of Cups. We saw this King of Discs show up as the underlying reason what brought us to this first pile over here. And so this person is involved in this, whoever this King of Discs represents to you. As I described them before, I don't trust them. I think they're the ones that broke your heart. I think they're the ones that are on your heart of this choice that you're making and closing out this cycle. But whatever it is they're telling you, whatever messages they are delivering from you, telling you it's because they care about you, that they're delivering these spiritual, authoritative, insight type of messages, do not listen to it. It is toxic energy. It is a mask. It is not true. It is not accurate. It is not for you. This is what you need to do. Listen to yourself, not somebody else who says they know more. Do not give your power away to whoever this person is. Do not. Call your power back. Look at the bottom, the Nine of Cups. This is somebody behaving for their own personal satisfaction. And it's not you, because you're not showing up here happy or satisfied in any way, shape, or form. But the Knight of Cups, Devil, King of Discs, it are showing up as if they have some sort of authority and they're doing something out of their own satisfaction. What's a wish fulfillment for them? What feels good to them? And it's toxic. I'm telling you right now, it's not to be trusted, and it's breaking your heart, and it's causing you to be confused and stuck, and they're keeping you in a position of not being able to see things clearly. Eight of Swords, Two of Swords. And you're focused here on all the disappointments and all the depression and upsets and things that didn't work out. It does not invalidate that things went south and are emotionally heart-wrenching. In fact, if anything, this reading should validate that. You're absolutely valid to be in this position. It's just showing that there's somebody doing it on purpose. Whether it's to feed their own ego. Remember, we saw the Five of Swords under this? The winning at all costs. That's a card of ego. That is somebody willing to make sacrifices in order to feed their own ego because they feel like they have to win at the situation. It's feeding their ego to do so. So whoever this is, it's making them feel better to be in control and behaving as some kind of authority. Hierophant, King of Discs, both of these cards behaving that way. I'm talking about it very adamantly and going over and over, and it maybe saying the same thing in multiple different ways, because I want to drive the point home that whatever is here You need to call your power back and dismiss them from your energy field. Whoever this is, dismiss them from your energy field. They are not for you. They're for themselves. The Nine of Cups. It's for self-satisfaction. It's a selfish behavior. Okay. And I describe it like that because this card doesn't always mean that. It depends on what shows up around it. What's showing up here is unhealthy, toxic energy. This means that this turns this card selfish. It is not to be trusted. So I wanted to say that in case you see the Nine of Cups in another reading, it can have a very different kind of meaning. Again, it has to do with what's coming out around it. So let's move on to the Three of Discs, this card of people collaborating to help make plans. And if it's this same person over here, we're not going to trust that either. This card is coming up in the position of what brings us to this reading. So I kind of feel like that devil energy is bringing us here, so I don't trust that already. But let's just see what cards come up around it. Because what's bringing us here is not healthy. It's toxic. And you need to call your power back and get away from them and start doing your own meditation, and do not consult them on it at all. Do not let them know what you're thinking, feeling, or doing. Just tell them to leave you alone. Because you have the power to work this out on your own. But if you continue listening to them, it's only going to leave you in these stuck energies, trapped, not being able to see clearly at all. They're doing it on purpose. Four of Swords says you need to take a break from it. The Hanged Man says you need to step back from this, away from it, to gain proper perspective, to gain clarity. All right, Three of Discs. Show us these people coming together to help make plans, looking like they're, helping someone build stability or rebuild stability in their lives. Could be friends showing up. I don't know. But now that I've seen all the other cards, I certainly have a feeling. Let's just see. Let's just see what Spirit has to say. Show us the Three of Pentacles. Okay. You're getting all the cards. You get 5 cards instead of just 3. We take the one face up first, the Chevalier of Discs. This is the Knight of Pentacles in other decks. Means the same thing, just different name. And that shows that things are halted. Things are being slowed down. There's that Five of Swords. We saw it right here. What brought us to this lineup with this devil involved. So somebody is bringing things to a halt. They don't want you to rebuild stability. They don't want you to make plans with friends. They're bringing things to a halt with the Five of Swords. They want to do this at all costs. And they're willing to make sacrifices to do it. Sacrifices of friendship, sacrifice of truth. Truth itself is being sacrificed here. So, forewarned is forearmed. You need this reading, whoever this is for. Fortitude, also known as the Strength card. In its highest polarity, it is taming the inner beast and having our energy being so in tune and so calm that we can relate with the toughest of circumstances. But when it comes up with this person who's halting things and winning at all costs, they're halting a collaboration with friends, they're halting you rebuilding stability, they're bringing such a slowdown or a halt to this gathering over here. In this case, fortitude would represent its lower polarity, which would be somebody strong-arming somebody into something. So that's how they're doing it. They are influencing you, especially with the mind, to halt you being able to move forward. 10 of Cups. It has to do with, this is the card of blessings from above on your homestead, and it represents a very happy and joyous family. But I think this is what they're affecting with you, because you're not happy here at all. So this is showing what they're doing. And this, oh, look at that, the King of Wands. Well, this person has shown up as the King of Discs, the King of Swords, the King of Wands, the Hierophant, and the Devil, and the Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Discs, and the Page of Discs, because it's being invested in. They're doing it. And this is usually, in its highest polarity, this would be the master of their own actions. They're an expert, very experienced in all of the actions that they take. They don't second guess their actions. They're very good at that. But this person is nefariously up to no good, and it because it's coming out next to the 10 of cups, this may be somebody in your family. This could be your husband, your father, your brother, and even though I'm naming males, male or female on the card doesn't matter. It could be anybody, but it's somebody who represents authority. It is most likely male, but that wouldn't necessarily ring true for everyone. So I want you to know, don't go by sex on the card as an absolute that it is that particular person. But whoever this reading is for, you already know who this person is. I don't know, but you know. Because if you're experiencing these energies, you are already familiar with somebody who is strong arming you. They're probably in your family and they're feeding you a bunch of bullshit. And they're coming under the guise of, it's because I love you that I give you these messages. Uh-uh. You need to tell them, thank you, but stop it. Knock it off. And you don't want to talk about this with them anymore. Even if it's, let's say it's a father looking out for you, but they're really toxic energy for some reason. Obviously, you don't want to kick your father to the curb. So you can just say, you know what, enough. This subject is over. We're not talking about it anymore. I'm going to deal with this on my own. And call your power back. Because somebody who's behaving in authority, who's probably a family member, is strong arming you and wanting to win at all costs. And they don't care. They're willing to make sacrifices to do it, to halt any kind of rebuilding of stability or coming together for yourself to make plans or getting together with friends or whatever it is, whatever is going on. Please, please do not listen to whoever these kings are representing, this king and this hierophant and this knight and then the knights, because they're toxic energy for you. At the bottom we have the moon card again. This is the full moon lunar eclipse reading. It might have a whole lot tied up to the themes where this moon is affecting you. This lunar eclipse is happening in the sign of Pisces at 15 degrees. If you have any planets in that sign in your natal birth chart, it is very much being affected, especially if it's in, around, or near that 15-degree mark. And the North Node of Destiny and Fate is there also. And the house that it shows up in your zodiac chart is important. If you're into astrology, if you're interested in it, you would need to know what your rising sign is. And you can find that out for free online. You can go to free birth chart. All you have to know is your date of birth, the exact time of your birth as it is on like your birth certificate, and the city that you were born in. You plug in that information and you can get free charts. You'll see where your sun sign is, your rising sign, and your moon sign, as well as where all the other planets were placed at the exact moment of your birth. That can be extremely helpful because once you know your rising sign, then you count from that house, including that house, going counterclockwise around the zodiacal wheel, counting that house as the first house from your rising sign all the way to where Pisces house is, and then that would be that number of house for you. Then you can go ahead and Google, what does this house number mean in astrology? And all the themes that show up in that house is exactly where this particular eclipse is going to be bringing up those themes in your life. So there you go. That was a lot more than I usually share for but this reading is so intense and so important for you to know and discover as much as you can about yourself, as much as you're interested in knowing or learning. Spirit is here moving the cards, and you need to see these cards. You need to call your power back and stop listening to whoever they are. Again, husband, father, something like that. It could be a husband preventing you or keeping you trapped from getting together with your friends. That could be here. It could also be an affair showing up and then making you feel like you're crazy. So that could be part of a theme. Doesn't have to be. I'm just sort of making guesses. All I can tell you is the energies of the cards. You guys know what's going on. You apply them. And now we're going to get some advice. And then we'll pull 2 oracle cards. So, what advice do you have for Gemini who are going through these energies, please? Okay, look at that. Look who just showed up. The King of Swords, Temperance, and the 5 of Discs. Wow. And at the bottom, the Moon again. Hello. Okay. There's only one in the deck, guys. There's only one of each card. So when you see repeating energies, pay extra attention. This says this person of authority who thinks with logic and is very determined in the actions and the decisions that they make and how they influence thought. They use their mind. We have Temperance next. Balance and healing is needed, and it takes a lot of time for this to happen. It's the right alchemy of this and the right alchemy of that in order to bring balance and healing, and patience is needed. And it just shows an energy that's been going on over a long period of time. And the 5 of Discs. This is the card of abandonment. This is the card of lack, low self-esteem, low self-worth. I don't have enough. I don't feel like I'm enough. That kind of thing. It also represents abandonment, whether somebody is feeling abandoned or whether you're being told to abandon. So because I asked for advice, I'm going to read this as advice and say that you need to call in your logical mind to bring the right alchemy and balance and healing over time, and be patient with yourself. This is the angel of balance and healing. It's major arcana, so it's calling in major help, angelic help for healing and for balance to a situation. For someone who is feeling lack, and it looks like you're in a position of feeling pretty low. A lot of loss. This is feeling lost. It's feeling forsaken, forgotten about. It's really horrible, and you need to call in your logical mind to bring balance and healing to this situation. And logic would say to you, do not listen to whoever's showing up wearing these masks of authority over your life, because it's inaccurate and it's just going to keep you stuck and confused. You need to go within, call your power back, connect with your soul and your heart space and your own logic. All of it. It's you, you, you. You can bring healing. You can bring balance to this situation. Okay, so that is your advice. Let's get an oracle card. The first one will be from a deck called Dark Light Oracle. Since we will be experiencing darkness and light with this eclipse, let's see what comes up for Gemini. What message do they need from Dark Light Oracle? Okay. Dark Path, learning from your mistakes. It is card number 10. And oh, wow, I opened right up to it. Wow. Okay. Here's your message. Learning from your mistakes. The message says, I'm lost in a deep, dark forest. I choose the wrong direction. My mistake, I know. Now I'm alone, cold, and full of remorse, but blaming myself endlessly is useless. Sometimes you have to wander in a path full of brambles in order to understand where the right road lies. At times, you have to get lost if you hope to be found eventually. So, my dear, if you too are wandering in the dark, creepy forest of bad judgment and mistakes, don't be too harsh on yourself. Accept that you are a fallible human and that mistakes are part of any individual journey. Learn the lesson and vow to do better next time. The key words here are wandering, mistakes, wrong paths, lessons to learn, scrambled brain, and bad judgment. An affirmation for you at this time can be, I accept myself. I'm sorry. I accept my mistakes as part of my journey. I learn from them. I know that in the end, they will make me grow wiser. Hallelujah. All right. That's your first message. Your next message is coming from an oracle called the Power of Surrender, because all full moons are about letting go and surrendering. Every single full moon, no matter where they are, have that theme in common: what we're letting go of and what we need to surrender. This oracle deck is from Dr. Judith Orloff, who also wrote a book called The Power of Surrender. And let's find out what your message is. What does Gemini need to know, please? Oh, something did flip. I close my eyes sometimes when I'm shuffling, so I'm not concentrating on it. I just let it flow. And I thought I felt something flip, but then I looked and I didn't see it, but then I saw it. Here it is. Okay. Surrender to the wisdom of your body. Listen to your body's messages about a person or a situation. If you feel physically drained or uncomfortable, be cautious. If you are energized and happy, move forward. Very simple. Great advice. Great advice. All right, Gemini, I hope it helps. I've got chills on my arms all the way down my legs with your reading. This is intense. This is for somebody for sure. And I really hope it helps you guys. If you resonate with it, or if you just like the style of how we're going to do readings here, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It's free. And hit the like button and leave your comments. It helps to support the channel and get the algorithm going, showing YouTube that they need to pass this video out more to others. So that would be a great help if you feel so inclined. I would appreciate it. And with that, I wish you guys the absolute best. There'll be new readings each and every week. And I look forward to reading for you guys next time. Take care, Gemini.